Buena Park High School. Knott's Berry Farm is just down the street. That place has some fast rides, but are any of them as fast as Devon Boston? Hello again, everybody. Welcome to OCVarsity.com for our Gridiron show. It is week 3, guys. I'm Steve Fryer here with Dan Albano, Carlos Arias behind the camera and doing all the cool stuff, making us look good and look smart. John Khamis. Guys, we're here at Buena Park, and these Coyotes behind us, they're getting ready to play JSerra. We've seen Buena Park kind of roll it up on some guys, beating up on some teams. They beat Servite 74-0. Sure of Montebello 35-0 last week. Magnolia 51-12. They've outscored the 3 opponents 160-12. And this is going to be Buena Park's first test. We're going to get a good look at how good they are because they're going to play JSerra, which is 2-0, coming off a pretty good win over Huntington Beach. And you were at that game, right? Dan, we'll start it off with you. Who do you like in this game? Who's going to win? What are the keys to this one in your mind, Danny?
Well, first, I think we got to give major props to Coach White and Buena Park. They got us out here at the Gridiron show, and they are 3-0. They haven't beat any teams. Those 3 teams combined don't have a victory. But, you know, right after JSerra beat Huntington Beach, Coach Hardigan at JSerra was saying we got another tough opponent coming up. So you got a team, a Trinity League team, saying that they're taking Buena Park seriously. I think they should. I think this is going to be a really close game. But I just think right now, and there's 2 pretty young teams, up-and-coming teams, but I'm taking JSerra. I think they're just played a little bit tougher, a lot tougher competition so far this year. And I just think they're going to be a little bit more diverse and a little bit more fine-tuned right now than Buena Park.
What do you think, Carlos?
This is my whole thing about, covering games and teams is, are they the real deal? And that's what this game's all about. JSerra is an up-and-coming team from the Trinity League, like Dan said. They just came off a great win over Huntington Beach, which is a talented young team as well. And now you got Devon Boston, who's throwing up ridiculous numbers, Connor Manning-like numbers in the rushing department, scoring 14 touchdowns in 3 games. I want to see what he does against the Trinity League team. I'm not picking Buena Park in this game yet. JSerra's proven it, in recent years that they, are a rising program, so I got to go with them. But I really want to see if Buena Park's the real deal, and I'm really looking forward to seeing Devon Boston, Hakeem Williams in action too. Hakeem's another talented player on this team.
Devon Boston last week, 405 yards rushing, guys, and 5 touchdowns. He's averaging 275 yards a game. And we had a conversation with Devon Boston and Coach Anthony White and a couple of the Buena Park Coyotes.
We believe that our first year is like the first son, and then the second year is the second son, and this is the third son, and you just want to get better. It's not too hard either when you got great kids, you got a great support staff here, you got a great community that supports our football program, and La Habra's just right up the street. It gave a great blueprint to what we're doing, and we respect them and thank them, but it's really our kids and our parents, our administration, our teachers here, and our community.
It's nothing without my O-line. They help provide holes for me. And it's nothing without them.
Now we have, when we have meetings and everything, the freshmen are there, and the varsity JV, we're all together. We all watch each other's games and everything, So it's like we're all one family, and when I was here before, it was just like teammates. So now we're like brothers and stuff like that. So
we're going to treat it as a regular game. We're not going to treat this team special because they're D1. They have all these players and they go against Olu. They're another team. They're going to come in here, try to hit us in the mouth. We're going to hit them right back. We're going to treat them like Magnolia, Shore, and Cerritos. We're going to come in here, play hard, and do what we have to do to win.
So as you can see, the Buena Park Coyotes are pretty confident about this game, and my partners here, Carlos and Dan, they picked JSerra. I'm going with Buena Park in this one. I'm telling you, I'm getting a little bit of an upset. I just got a feeling about this team. And
you got the Coyote fever.
Yeah, I do. And there's only one cure, and that's a Coyote victory. And I tell you what, I think that it's going to be a tough win. I like JSerra. They're coming up. Unfortunately, they're in that darn Trinity League, and that's going to be an awful tough road for them or anybody who's got to play those fellows. But I think that, Buena Park's kind of looking for that signature W, guys. And I think this might be the one that they kind of look at as a sort of a foundation on down. So, Carlos, you've got JSerra. Dan, you've got JSerra. I got Buena Park in this game. Let's talk about a couple other ones here. We talked about the Trinity League. Servite's coming off their bye week. Just did a little weird little change. They changed offensive coordinators, which you don't often see. football teams do at any level, and they changed offensive coordinator. Jim O'Connell, the old Tesoro and Saddleback coach, he's the offensive line coach. Now he's going to be calling plays at Servite. We'll see what that does. Servite's coming off a pretty good win before the bye week. They beat Rancho Cucamonga 24-23. Rancho Cucamonga, number 10 in the state at the time. Last week I saw Edison. Carlos, you and I saw Edison last week. Beat Villa Park 27-7. Offense really kind of out of sync. Really couldn't mesh some things. But that Edison defense, whoa, talk about guys flying to the ball and swarming to the football. Seems like there's 8 guys around the ball all the time. This is going to be a tough one for Edison, but I think Servite, I think that they're going to get it done. I think they have the kind of athletes that can do it and probably score enough on that Edison defense to get a win. What do you think, Carlos? Servite, Edison.
Yeah, you know what? Edison, their defense is legit. They're playing a brand of defense, smash mouth. They're fast. They get at you. They're very physical. But that's what Servite does every year. Yeah. So, that's Servite's name. I mean, that's their game. Sure. Edison's offense, Alexander Torgerson, he's got a great arm, but he's a little inaccurate right now. They got to get that fixed up to have any chance against Servite. I don't think they get that fixed this week, so I'm taking Servite. Okay,
Carlos has got Servite, as do I. Dan, the Huntington Beach resident, what do you think?
I'm excited. I'm going to this game. I'm excited because I want to see a better read of Servite. I don't have the best read. I'm not really sure, real sure on how well they're playing right now. They have a nice win over Rancho Cucamonga. There's a red flag with the offensive coordinator getting fired, let go, so early in the season. But I think the thing about Edison right now, they are a senior team. They got great size on both offensive line. They won the Santa Margarita lineman competition over the summer. That included Santa Margarita. They got some big linemen, and Villa Park has got some dudes too. It's going to be real physical in the trenches. But I think, believe it or not, I think Edison's going to have the advantage there in the trenches, and that's how they're going to win this game.
Another game, and this might be the toughest one to pick on the board, guys. And we always pick out some tough ones to talk about. Edison against Yorba Linda on Friday at Yorba Linda High.
Esperanza versus Yorba Linda.
Yeah, Esperanza versus Yorba Linda on Friday. What'd I say?
Edison.
I got Edison on the mind. You got me shook up there, Dan. Esperanza, Yorba Linda. These two teams, neighborhood rivals, have not played against each other, so that makes it a lot of fun right away. Esperanza used to get all the kids in that neighborhood go to their school. A few years ago, Yorba Linda was built, kind of dug into the talent pool a little bit of Esperanza High School, and so now Yorba Linda's doing pretty good. They're 3-0. What is Esperanza's record? 3-0, and they played Capistrano Valley last week. Pretty good battle. Made a nice comeback to beat Capistrano Valley. I like the way that Esperanza came back in that game, and I like the Troy boys, DeLuca, the quarterback, and Poole, the running back. They both looked pretty good in that game. I think they've got some momentum, so I'm going with Esperanza in this game. What do you think, Dan?
Well, first I want to say this is a great. I'm glad these teams are playing. This is a great rivalry game. There's some other great rivalry games. This week you got another team, 2 teams that are playing again this week. Anaheim and Western are back playing. That's awesome. But my pick here is Yorba Linda. I got a feeling that Yorba Linda is really going to be gearing up. This is a big game for both teams. Yorba Linda's got Tustin next, believe it or not, in that Empire League clash, and Esperanza's going on to Foothill. But my pick's Yorba Linda and Coach Bailey.
All right, Carlos, what do you think? Agree or disagree?
Well, this is the first ever neighborhood scrap in the hills. I mean, I think this has the makings of a very good rivalry. There's a lot of heat going into this game. Yorba Linda, when it opened up, it stole a lot of those kids. These people, at Esperanza are not happy about that. They used to dominate in football. Now they're like, they're not quite as dominant. Yeah. But that win last week where they had 3 scores in the final 11 minutes to beat Capo Valley 27-21, that's an amazing game. Gives them a lot of momentum. They've played a little bit tougher competition. I'm going Esperanza.
They didn't steal those kids. Those kids, just like the private schools, Carlos, kids go there voluntarily.
Yeah, there's still heat, man.
Yeah, there is. Well, there's a lot of heat. And a lot of heated rivalries, as Danny mentioned. A lot of cool neighborhood clashes going on. Edison Servite, we talked about. That's a rivalry going back for quite a few years. We got the first ever Esperanza Yorba Linda game coming up. And then behind us, Buena Park getting ready for a great game on Thursday against JSerra. So a lot of football activity coming up here. It's week 3 at OCVarsity.com. We've got you covered.